Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Office Lovers, along Ryo Kaido's route on Chapter 6, Trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble we're up against, but we finally just got our relationship straightened out somewhat. And now we're going to hit another stumbling block? No! All kinds of stuff that I love has happened in his route already. Oh god, I love the holding hands thing. It's just all the nice little subtle things that happen. I'm like, It's not like so overt and obvious things, you know? I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, let's get this chapter started. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I'm heading out now. See you tomorrow. See you. Oh, hey, Dirili. As she was packing up to leave, she scurried to my desk in a hushed voice. She has a giant smile on her face. I wonder what happened to her. What is it? So, did you get a boyfriend recently? What? My body froze. I turned and looked at her straight in the eye. I hadn't told anyone that Mr. Kaido and I were... What were we? Well, I hadn't told anyone anything. It's so obvious. Your makeup is so much better than it was before. You totally have a boyfriend, don't you? What? Oh my gosh, just look at your face. You so do. What should I say? My heart is pounding like crazy. The actual company wouldn't care, but I'm not allowed to get involved with team members. If my boyfriend is someone in the company, and if they find out it's my team member, Mr. Kaido, we could get in serious trouble. Then again, he hasn't really even said we're officially dating yet. It doesn't mean what you think it means. Really? But you have that glow a girl gets when they get a boyfriend. It's so obvious. Well, it can be when they're in love but not actually together yet. This conversation is insipid. I'm busy. I'm at work. I don't have time for this. Don't tell me. It's someone here, isn't it? She had guessed it so easily. I felt like I was going to pass out. What? No way! I can't date anyone I'm working on the project with, you know that. Oh, you just gave her more information. Well, yeah, but still. What a waste of sexy men. You have so many hotties working with you. I agree. You should just secretly date one of them. Huh? In fact, I've secretly dated 3 of them so far, and 2 more left to go. I mean, come on. When is a chance like this going to come again? Don't miss out. Well, I don't think I... Oh, crap. I'm just digging myself deeper. Thinking about how I was going to get out of this one, I heard rushed footsteps. Concerned about how I was going to get out of this, Mr. Kaido came rushing up. Did he hear all that? Speak of the devil.
Dirili.
He looks mad. Oh, hello, Mr. Kaido. What's going on? What is it? Wordlessly, he grabbed my arm and pulled.
Come with me, now.
Huh? But I need to get this material turned in by...
Stop talking, just come. We've got trouble.
Huh?
I told you we're having a meeting with the manufacturer tomorrow, right?
Yeah, about the Christmas set. It's at 1 o'clock, right?
There's been a bit of a misunderstanding. They apparently didn't make enough polish.
What? I triple-checked the order I sent them. It should have matched all the other parts, too.
I checked it too. But apparently they mixed up the document with an earlier draft. When they called to confirm the order, the person who answered the call failed to check. Now all the production lines are in use, and we have nothing.
Oh my gosh, the kits aren't going to have enough polish.
I thought up a few ideas to fix this. Come with me.
Right, coming. I nodded and stood, and Mr. Kaido's phone rang. He flicked a hand toward me, signaling I should go ahead. As you can see, it's time for me to get back to work now. Perfect excuse. Oh, geez. You guys look like you're in trouble. Good luck, Dirili. Yeah, thanks. Got out of that easy enough, but out of the frying pan and into the fire, it seems. Heading for the meeting room, I grabbed the materials on my desk and headed out. Okay, well that's half. Totally wiped out, I collapsed on my desk. Just then, someone handed me a cup of coffee.
Take a breather.
So are we adding something to the polish to mix with it to extend the, amount? Oh, Mr. Kaido. He handed me the coffee. Did you go out to get this? The coffee cup was from a place around the corner that served the best coffee. It's so good, we sometimes bring some back to work at office to sip on while we work. Thank you. How much do I owe you? I pulled out my wallet, but Mr. Kaido only sighed.
I don't want your money.
But you can't just buy me things for no reason.
God, you're stubborn. Just consider it payment for last time.
Last time?
That bread. You left it on my desk. I know it was you.
Oh, that was so long ago. Oh, I had completely forgotten. That must have been the bread I gave to him when I went out to eat with Mayuro. I can't believe you still remember.
There was no name, and it was a totally bizarre gift. I figured it had to be you.
Oh, that's right. I didn't put my name on it. I bobbed my head apologetically. Sorry about that, but I'm happy. I'm happy, though.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy that you knew it was me.
I figured it out from the handwriting. And this is my thanks. Drink up.
I will, thank you. I smiled as I thanked him, but he only narrowed his eyes at me.
Well, to be honest, that's not the only reason I bought this.
It wasn't just paying me back for that bread?
Of course not.
He furrowed his brow, looked at the stack of papers on my desk, and took half. Hey, Mr. Kaido, those papers.
I have a little time right now. I'll do these for you. You rest.
I'm fine. I know he doesn't have the time. He's lying. I know he has tons more work than I do, and tons more paperwork left. Even still, he'll probably be done before me. This is partly my fault. I didn't make sure everything was in order. If I had just been faster at handling this, we wouldn't have been in this mess. I'll take a rest after it's all over. I'll keep drinking the coffee while I work.
All right then.
His expression softened, and his lips turned up daringly.
Daringly? If you want these papers back so bad, you'll have to get through your stack first.
Challenge accepted. I nodded stiffly, and he gave a small smile. I turned my focus back to the computer. I love that we take him up on the challenges, too. That makes it so much more fun. Like, I like the guys to be sadistic, but I don't like to just take it, you know? I don't like to be just, oh, you're right, I suck. I may not be able to do much, but I'd hate to rely on Mr. Kaido for everything. I want to help him, even if it's just something small. Regaining my energy, I began to click away at the keyboard. But what he said is still bothering me. What's the other reason he bought me that coffee? Because he wanted to roofie? No, I'm just kidding. He wouldn't do something like that. I know him. I can tell. He bought it because he loves you. Wait, did I just black out because I was roofied? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. God, what are we doing? Done. With a click of my mouse, I saved the last file. I looked over to Mr. Kaido and found his desk cleared of all files and perfectly clean. I got back a few files from him, but he really did do most of the work. Mr. Kaido, I'm done fixing these files.
Okay. I'm done too. What time is it?
It's 3. Should I call a cab?
No, I can do it. Or maybe I'll just keep working until the transit starts running. But go home. You don't have to come into work tomorrow.
His voice was authoritative, making sure I couldn't argue back with him. Why? I'm going to come in on time tomorrow.
No, rest. It's an order. Even if you try coming tomorrow, I'm not going to let you in the building.
Is he going to stand there and block me? What? His response was cold and curt. He turned back to his computer. I know that he's saying this for my own well-being, but still. Why does he have to speak to me like that? Mr. Kaido, are you coming into work tomorrow?
Of course. I'm used to the occasional all-nighter. It's nothing new. I have some important meetings tomorrow, so I'll be here at the usual time.
Then so will I. It's not fair that I'm going to rest and you're not. I'm coming in too.
Dirili.
He looked up from his computer and gave an irritated sigh.
Why are you being so difficult?
He sighed, and he looked more upset than usual. It was a little scary, but I couldn't back down now.
Are you saying you can't listen to what I'm telling you?
I'm saying I want to work just as hard as you and help you with your stuff.
Is that seriously what you're saying right now?
Oh crap, he's really mad now. In a pathetic mutter, I said, I'm your partner. Because you're my partner. If something happens, I want to be here to help you.
Dirili.
He stared at me, a look of surprise reading on his face. There's still work that needs to be done from all the trouble that's happened today. Is it because I'm a woman? Thanks for your concern, but it's unnecessary. Everyone working on this project is killing themselves over it. We're in the home stretch now. I can't take a day off.
Well, you are one stubborn, inflexible woman, you know that.
He sighed and rubbed his eyes.
Come over here.
He gestured to come closer. Will you reward me with a kiss? I said some pretty nervy things back there. I'm sure he's furious with me. Afraid, I approached his desk, but as I got to it, he snatched my hand and pulled. He pulled me down and kissed me. Mr. Kaido, don't try and manipulate me with a kiss. I pushed against him, but his lips came right back to mine. His lips tonight are so hot, but they're so much softer and gentler than before. My hand that was pressed against his chest loosened its grip and my body relaxed. He broke our kiss as he moved away. He tenderly licked my lips. Mr. Kaido. My vision was blurred with passion, and I could hardly make out his face. I felt his hot breath against my ear, as if he was laughing at me.
You had been acting so stubborn a moment ago. What happened? Was it that kiss that made you settle down? You really do love me, don't you? Stop being so ornery for once. Just let me help you.
He nibbled gently on my earlobe, teasing me. I don't know what to do. I can barely move my legs. Oh, I have to push him off. No, I want to lean on him. Look at the guide says push him off. Oh, it's so cruel. I'm not going to listen to what he says just because he kissed me. My legs still trembling, I tried to push off him.
Oh?
He yanked on my hand and pulled me down on top of his lap. If I lean on him again, I might not ever be able to use my legs again.
This stubborn side of you isn't so bad, but it's starting to lose its charm. If you want me to fall in love with you, you're going to have to rely on me more.
Despite his cruel words, his voice was as sweet as candy.
I wasn't manipulating you.
As he whispered those words, he began to loosen his tie.
I just wanted to hold you. That's all.
Those words. At his soft whisper, my body felt like it was on fire. He pressed himself against me, and I knew he could feel my heart pounding. A love that wants to be held. It was that tagline for the polish, but between Mr. Kaido and I, it was much more.
Dirili, what are you thinking?
His voice was intoxicating, and my thoughts returned to him. What? Well, He said he would approve of me, but he never said we were dating. And besides, we weren't allowed to be dating. I hadn't realized it until now. I'd changed. I changed because of him. If I stop this right now, I can kill it. If I was to end this, now was the time. He didn't have my heart yet.
Hey.
He furrowed his brow. Could he have been reading my thoughts just now?
You aren't getting worked up over something stupid again, are you?
It's not stupid. We can't date while we're...
That is stupid. I said I'd give you time. I didn't tell you to debate whether or not to do it. You thought about something besides me while you were in my arms. You need to be punished. I'm going to train you until you know better. Until I'm the only one you can think about.
Mr. Kaido? That's the kind of talk I like. His hands began to move up my body, slowly and tantalizingly. Wait!
No.
Please, stop! What if we're caught?
Who cares?
He began to nibble softly on my neck, and I drew a breath. This isn't good. If he keeps this up, I'm going to lose control. My breathing became shallow, but with the remaining strength I had, I pushed him. Wait! With the last of my strength, I pushed against him and he scowled.
What?
We shouldn't be doing this at a time like this. No, we shouldn't be doing it in this office. I don't care if nobody's here. And even if we didn't have that rule, this is just improper. I staggered up from his knees, then stood. He only sighed.
Nobody is here. Nobody's watching.
What about last time? Remember that time before? Mr. Otori just showed up.
That did happen, didn't it?
He gave a nonchalant nod, agreeing with me.
It's fine. As long as there are no security cameras, we won't be spotted.
How can you be so sure?
I locked the door.
Had he actually planned this from the start? What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. When did you...
when it looked like you were finishing up. I left for a minute and locked it.
Oh!
So don't worry. No one will notice us.
He was acting like it was nothing. Glare at him silently. I glared at him silently. He only cracked a smile.
Are you supposed to be glaring angrily at me right now?
That's my challenging look.
I'm afraid those Bambi eyes of yours are having the opposite effect. You may be in hysterics at the moment, but watching you squirm earlier got me excited. So stop worrying about all that other crap. Let's continue where we left off.
No! His hands tried to encircle me again, and I slapped them off me. No, stop it, Dirili! I finished my work for the day. I'm going home. You can call a cab or crawl home for all I care. Just go home and rest a bit. Today? I'll be here on time, just like you. I clumsily gathered my papers together and stormed out without waiting for a reply. No! Why didn't you grab me, Kaido? You shouldn't have let me go. Gosh darned it. God, unfreaking believable! Leaving Mr. Kaido behind, I exit the office and found the streets deserted. Jeez, even if I do go home now, I won't be able to sleep much. I look at my watch, 4 a.m. The sky was beginning to lighten. What should I do? Should I just wait for the trains to start back up again? I stare at the occasional car passing by.
Ma'am, are you alone by chance?
Are we going to be accosted and Kaido's going to save us? Someone is seriously trying to pick me up at this hour? I turned around suspiciously and found... Oh, Otori, what are you doing out here?
Good evening, or maybe good morning is more appropriate.
Mr. Otori. He smiled. You startled me. You're heading home awfully late.
Yeah, my meeting ran a bit late.
A bit?
But so are you. It's practically morning. Have you been working this whole time?
Well, most of the time. Well, yes, just finished a bit ago. I had just gotten so busy and before I knew it. He gave me a beautiful smile and patted me on the shoulders. Mr. Otori?
Your collar was twisted. Looks like you've been really working hard. You must be exhausted.
Well, maybe a little. It's true I had been working late, but I felt guilty about what happened with Mr. Kaido. I wasn't able to make eye contact with him, and I dropped my gaze to the ground.
It's late. I'll take you home in the company car.
It's okay, I'm fine. I'll just flag down a taxi.
Don't be so shy. My car is parked right over there. You should just be a good girl and accept your boss's favors.
Thank you. Succumbing to his words, I let him take me home. Still, long before anyone was supposed to be in the office, the door swung open.
What? Didn't you go home?
Mr. Kaido looked up and was surprised at who he found standing there.
Oh, Kaido.
Mr. Otori stood there smiling. Did he figure it out because my collar was messed up?
Mr. Otori, weren't you supposed to be out of the office for the whole day? I felt like coming back for a bit. What about you? Were you working late?
What's it look like?
Yes, actually. We had a bit of an incident. It should be okay now. I'll be at work tomorrow at the usual time. I wouldn't expect anything less, Kaido. You were working late with Dirili, and you just couldn't help yourself, could you?
At these words, Mr. Kaido froze.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Otori? Well, there's no way you'd forget, right? That little promise we made. Don't date anyone on the team, remember that? Of course I do. But there are some people on the team who are really concerned about that rule.
Kaido smiled devilishly.
Specifically, our favorite goody-goody Dirili. Are you going to take back that request to try and make a move on her? She isn't like you. She can't appreciate humor the way you do. Oh, was that a joke? Too bad. When this job is through, I was planning on doing exactly as you told me. Well, I fully intend on keeping my promise. Hey man, you brought it up. Oh, by the way.
Mr. Otori smiled.
I saw her neck. If she doesn't mind a bit of flirting, then fine. But everything in moderation, okay? And if you can't do that, I won't wait for this project to finish. I'll remove you.
Mr. Otori left, leaving a confused Mr. Kaido alone in the vast room. Oh, come on, man. But he doesn't mean moderation, right? So it's okay as long as we don't go overboard and start just Come on, it's not even like Saijo level of stuff, man. You're such a hypocrite, Mr. Otori. Who knows, this video might get processed on the day of the next set of recordings, and you'll see the next episode soon anyway. Well, hope to see you there or on some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.